Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it has been so long since I have sat down to film a video, which is accurate but also not accurate at the same time. So today, as you guys saw by the title of today's video, I have a brand new TBR game that I'm going to try and do. I literally started working on this like 5 months ago. It's literally been 5 months and it's taken forever to get to this point, but I finally figured it out. I basically took a board game, rearranged the rules so that they apply as like a TBR game. I don't know how to describe this without sounding absolutely dumb. But you guys want to know which game I picked? Candyland. So I haven't seen anybody do Candyland, so I thought, why not be the first? So I basically am going to be picking the books that I'm going to read this month based on Candyland. Obviously I changed the rules a little bit, and we are going to get into those rules. I won't explain the rules every single month, but for this month, since it's the first month, I will. If you haven't played Candyland, it's like your typical draw a card, move spaces, try to get to the end of the board kind of board game. It's pretty straightforward. So on this, you obviously have your different colored tiles, and then you have some like special tiles with different like almost like goodies, like treats on them. Basically what will happen, I will use a little game piece. I will probably always and forever be the yellow one because it's my favorite color, and I will start obviously at the start. And then I will draw a card and it will either show me a goodie, so like this one, it'll take me straight, I have to go straight to the tile that has the cupcake on it, which also gives me the reward to buy a book. The ones with like the goodies on them are really the ones that we want. Those are all the good ones. So actually, let me just go through all of the goodies. So these are the different rewards I can get in this game, and that is 24-hour readathon, mood read, 5-star prediction, subtract a book so I can take one off my TBR, a friend picks or my husband picks or somebody, swap a book so I can swap a book off my TBR, and buy a book. So those are our reward tiles. So if I land on any of those special tiles, I get the reward that comes with it. And then we have your typical single tile cards, and they either say ×4 or ×3 on them, because I realized if I were to just draw one card, I would have like 30 books on my TBR, and I cannot read 30 books in a month. So I'm trying to make this a little bit more realistic. So they will either say ×4 or ×3, and basically the color that it says, I would go to the 4th blue spot. So I would go to the board, find the 4th blue spot, and I would start there, and I would keep going. Hopefully it'll work out okay, or else this is going to be a hot mess. And then each of those colors corresponds to a genre. For example, red corresponds to thriller or horror, purple corresponds to romance, yellow faith-based, blue sci-fi, orange fiction or contemporary, and green is fantasy. Once I land on a color, then it's going to tell me to pick a genre, and then I have to pick a book within that genre. There are 2 bad spots on this board, and they are like the licorice pieces. The licorice pieces basically means I have to add another book to my TBR. And then I have some tiles that are double, so that just means I get to go double spaces. So then obviously once I make it to the candy castle at the very end, that means that, you know, that's my completed TBR. The goal is to make it to the end so that no more books are being added. So basically that's the gist of my game. We'll see how well this plays out over the months. Again, this is kind of like a trial run, so I've never done this before, but we'll learn together. Let's play. Let's try this game, shall we? Okay, let's see what we get first. We have a blue ×4. So I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to our 4th blue space, and blue corresponds to a sci-fi. Okay, so yes, I did change locations. I need to be in front of my bookshelves, but for our first draw, we got blue, which is for sci-fi. Okay, for sci-fi, I am going to choose Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I absolutely loved the first book, and I really want to read the second book. This was on my TBR for last month, I think, as well, and I just wasn't able to get to it, but it is a priority, and I really do want to read it. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one onto my TBR for blue. Okay, next. Oh, another blue. We have double blue. This might not have been shuffled enough, but we'll go with it for now. So for another sci-fi book, I am going to choose The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. I bought this because of my best friend Sydney. She loved this book and thought it was just such a cool concept, and I just had to get my hands on it. So I got this one, and I'm actually super excited to read this one, and very excited that it is on my TBR for this month. Next up, two purples. Okay. Next up, we got a purple tile, which stands for romance. Okay, so for romance, I am going to be picking The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I'm super excited to read this one. I've heard great things about this, and I also really want to do a romance readathon. So I feel like this one would be really good for a 24-hour readathon, and I'm really excited about it. Next up, we have 3 orange spaces. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next up we got an orange tile, which is for contemporary or fiction. So I am going to be choosing Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, maybe? I don't know. I've heard great things about this one. I actually got this one with Sydney when we went book shopping together. I will link that vlog down below. It was super fun, and I am super excited to read this one. I've seen this floating around, and it does intrigue me, so we're gonna add it to the TBR for contemporary fiction. Okay, next, red, and red corresponds to thriller or horror. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 reds. Next up, we got a red tile, which stands for thriller or horror. So I have the perfect book. Okay, so for thriller horror, I'm going to be choosing The Maid by Nita Prose. This is actually the book club pick for the Coffee Break Book Club for the month of April. This is our first, like our main book pick for the month. And then we do have a secondary pick, but I am going to add this to the TBR because I need to get it read. So it's perfect that we got a thriller horror because that's exactly what this is, and I'm super excited about this one. Also, if you guys have not joined Sydney and I's book club, I always link it in the description down below. If you're looking for a book club to join, it's free. It's just an Instagram page, and there is a Discord, so keep that in mind. We're getting there. We're like halfway through the board. Oh, yellow times 4. And yellow corresponds to faith-based, so that should be fun. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next up we got yellow times 4, which stands for a faith-based book. So I'm going to be choosing The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. I've been meaning to read this for years and just have not got around to it. But I'm super excited that I now have the opportunity to. I've heard amazing things about this book. This is basically letters between a demon and his son, I think. And it literally just is, it helps you be aware of like different ways that the enemy tries to attack us, and like the different lies and ways he creeps in that we may not even notice. So many people that have read this book have said that they read this and didn't even realize that that was a lie that they were telling themselves, and it was really eye-opening for them. So I do have high hopes for this, and I think I'm gonna absolutely love it. So we're gonna add this to the TBR as well. We've almost made it. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I get to subtract a book. Okay, so next up we landed on the popsicle square, which stands for subtract a book. So I get to subtract a book off of my TBR, and I don't know which one I want to subtract. How about I just hold on to this, and then if the end of the month I didn't read all of them, I'll apply this. But I really am happy with my TBR right now, so I don't know which one I want to remove. So we'll see when it gets there. Okay, so for subtract a book, I have to go to the popsicles. So let me do that. Oh gosh, we're going back on the board. Okay, we got a 5-star prediction, so that's nice. Okay, for 5-star prediction, I am going to pick My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I've heard amazing things about this. I'm super excited to read it. It's taken me forever to get to it, but I think it's going to be amazing, and I am so excited for this. So obviously, we're going to add it to the TBR. We have orange times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next up we got another orange, which is for fiction or contemporary. Okay, I don't really have a lot of contemporary fiction on my shelf, but I managed to find one, and it is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I've heard great things about this one too. Obviously I have not gotten around to it. I don't know why it's taking me so long, but it's finally being added to the TBR, so maybe it'll finally get read. Okay, maybe we'll make it through. Oh, another orange ×4. That's kind of fun. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got another orange card, which is for another contemporary fiction, and I don't know what I'm gonna pick. I managed to find another one, and I'm going to pick Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So far, all of the books that I've read by Taylor Jenkins Reid, except for The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I have loved. So I'm excited to read this one because this one is the one that everybody raves about. It was book of the year for book of the month in 2019, so it's super, super popular. People love it, and I'm hoping to love this as well. Red ×2, and red is another thriller horror. 1, 2. Okay, so next we got another red tile, which stands for thriller horror, and I have the perfect pick. Okay, so for thriller horror, I am going to choose The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This is the secondary book club pick for the Coffee Break Book Club for the month of April, so it's perfect. I get to add it to my TBR. I'm very, very excited about this one. I've heard good things. I wasn't super impressed by the guest lists by Lucy Foley, so I'm hoping to like this one a little bit more, but we will see. So this will be exciting. Oh yay, this makes us go further, but this is a mood read, so I get to add a mood read, and I get to go almost to the very end. So I get to go all the way over here. Next up, we have mood read. So for mood read, I'm not necessarily going to pick a book. This is just going to give me the space to pick whatever I want to read throughout the month. Obviously, I'm not going to pick one right now. I'm going to pick one when it's time to pick one. And obviously, in my wrap up, you guys will know which one that is, but yeah, that's for mood read. Now, hopefully we just get a color so we don't have to go back. Oh gosh. 24-hour readathon, but we got a lollipop. So we have to go back to the lollipop. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna go all the way back over here, but a 24-hour readathon. And then the next tile that we got is 24-hour readathon. Obviously, I can't pick a book for this, but this just means that I get to do an extra 24-hour readathon in the month. I always try to do at least one, so this is going to make it where I get to do 2. So this one might be a themed one, like maybe a romance readathon. This one could be just a random readathon, or, you know, something like that. But now I get to have a 24-hour readathon. Okay, let's see. Okay, purple ×3. We can do that. 1, 2, 3. The next tile, we're almost done, is purple. Okay, I'm at a crossroads. I don't know which one. It's either going to be The Deal or Ugly Love. I don't know if either of these technically qualifies as a romance. Like, I don't know if this technically qualifies as a romance. In my head, it does. So it's going to be one of these, but both of these are going to be read this month. So if you want to see a video for that, they're going to be in the same video, actually, as The Hating Game. So if you want to see that, purple ×4, and I think this will take us to the end. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Okay, lastly, we got another purple tile, which stands for romance, which is perfect because now I can add both of these to the TBR. So both of these are going on the TBR. I'm very excited. Oh, okay. This is the stack of books that I'm going to try and read this month. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books. Do we think I can do it? Comment down below if you think that I will read all of these 12, and comment down below if you think I won't. Also, comment down below which books you think I'm guaranteed to read this month. I'm interested to see if you guys know my reading taste. Which ones do you think I am definitely going to get to this month? Let me know. I'm super excited. Okay, that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this TBR game. I apologize if it was all over the place. It's my first time. I'm trying, so just bear with me. But I think this is going to be a really, really fun game going forward, and I hope it was really entertaining for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.